What's up, Rams? I'm Alec Erickson, and today I'm joined by another local band. I'm hanging out with Saints of Never After today. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, man.
Glad to be here. Thanks for
man.
having us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And so, just to kind of get introductions out of the way, why don't we just go through, say your name and kind of what you do for the band?
Awesome. I'm Brian, and I'm the lead singer.
I'm Drew. I do lead guitar.
My name is Jordan. I play bass.
Nick, rhythm guitar.
And Brendan, drums and vocals.
All right, awesome. And so this is kind of a bigger outfit. There's 5 of you, so can we talk a little bit about how you all came together, how you all started playing music together a little bit?
Yeah. So I recently moved to Colorado from Arizona, and I wanted to start a band and just kind of keep going with music. And I posted on all places of Craigslist to be in a band with someone like, hey, I play all these instruments, and these are the bands I like. And I ended up getting a response from Brendan and like a whole bunch of other dudes, and like they're like, yeah, let's jam together. And so we met up at an IHOP, and we learned all these songs together, and we just wanted to see if it would blend well. And he was pretty much the only one that worked out. And from there, Jordan ended up hitting us up as well, and met up with him, and finally we were like building this structure. And we had a band practice in my garage, and it was just too loud. So Drew, living two houses down, him and his dad come banging on the door, and I'm like, it's the cops, you know, we're dead. And we open the garage, and he's like, sweet band, you got a lead guitarist? And I'm like, well, hold on a second, what kind of music do you play? And it was perfect from there. Nick was a different story. We definitely wanted to expand our sound a little bit, and wanted to grow, I don't know, I think in our show presence and be able to do so many different things. And so he came and he learned all of our songs by himself, which was super impressive. So the second he said, oh yeah, I know all your songs, I was like, great, so now you're in a band, awesome. And it's been that way ever since.
Yeah, and so you kind of touched on it a little bit. Speaking about your sound, is that you have a lot more of this hardcore / kind of like pop punk vibe. And so what's it kind of been like recording like that? Like, what's a lot of your inspiration that goes into writing music like this?
I grew up on like 80s hair metal music, and so there's a lot of that kind of, I want glam in our music. I want people to be able to dance, but also be able to get down if they want to. I'm also a big fan of Avenged Sevenfold, Falling in Reverse. And one thing that always stuck out to me was like fast guitar playing. That's something that I was always drawn to, so I wanted to learn how to shred like those guys, and so that's kind of where I come from.
Yeah, I think eclectically we all kind of come from a little bit different corners of the map as far as music goes. You know, Brian kind of grew up with more pop punk roots in Arizona. You know, Drew's into the more shredding guitar stuff. Me and Brendan have kind of always been more into like the hard rock. I grew up on Maiden and Megadeth and just fast bass playing and stuff like that, but you know, very tight and you know, pronounce a dynamic sound. You know, so collectively we've all kind of been able to bring that to the table, and it's cool because no song like really sounds the same in the end. We just kind of dump influences in, and we're kind of just like, oh wow, does this sound good to us? And you know, that's kind of how we've been producing music, and just a little bit of everybody has personal taste combined at the Saints.
Yeah. Yeah, and like for me, it was pretty easy when I ended up joining because of that eclecticness. What got me into music in the first place was punk music, specifically The Offspring. And then after playing guitar for several years, you kind of want to challenge yourself a little bit more than just punk music and simple power chords. And then I moved into, I guess the genre is metalcore or whatever, but it involves a lot more like finger rhythm stuff going on, or a little bit more challenging. And so joining this band, it has actually worked out pretty well because those two genres specifically, I'm able to just say, hey, here's a punk song, this is we don't do metalcore, I guess, but you know, hard rock.
Everything
whatever.
Between, yeah.
Everything, jeez.
Yeah.
So from one spectrum or the other to the next, yeah, just.
It's that good blend that Drew was talking about where there's something for everybody. Nobody's left out, nobody's like bored, nobody hates it, it's just a good mix. I mean, yeah, I guess there's
We have
some
one guy
people that
comment. We recently recorded this single called I Stand Alone, and we sponsored it, and we put it all over Facebook and all that stuff, and this guy straight up was like, this is garbage. We're like,
Well,
thank you so much.
Really
We appreciate it.
constructive rally.
Right?
right.
I was
Thanks,
like,
man.
thank you.
criticism, yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that was super great.
So, I guess with that in mind, there is that, but
Yeah,
otherwise,
there'll
it's
always
pretty
be
pretty
that.
well accepted,
There you go.
which is great. So.
Yeah. And so let's kind of talk about recording your guys' first EP together. Like there is this kind of massive blend together with a lot of your songs. A lot of them kind of all stand out from one another in a lot of ways. You hear a lot of different styles. So what was kind of the recording process that went into the first EP?
Oh, wow. The first EP we recorded was Tentative, and it was at Chimera Sound Studios. And at this point, Drew took a break from the band just because of family and church, and also trying to balance school and work. He was like, I really should step down so that I'm not hindering you. So suddenly it's just me, Jordan, and Brendan. And we went into this like, I don't know, a little lost, I would say. But we had these great songs.
But hopeful.
And, oh, exactly,
Yeah,
hopeful, yeah,
definitely
for
hopeful.
sure. It was one of those things where I liked a lot of the punk stuff. So the title track, Tentative, really spoke to me, and I wanted to make that catchy and fun, and have this catchy chorus moment, dancey feel and vibe to it. There's a song on there called Fight For You, super heavy, and it's really like bass oriented and drum oriented, where Brendan just got to rip the drums like crazy. And I think Locked Away is a lot of people's like hidden gem on that track, because it's like one of the slowest songs we have. It's very like 80s ballad feel, you know, wouldn't you say? And I don't know, it's about a real story. Like I remember we had a practice and Jordan was late, and so I call him and I said, hey, where are you? You're 30 minutes late to practice. He's like, oh yeah, cops are at my house. Yeah, they're arresting my ex, because she ended up showing up at his house, breaking in, and like going crazy. And so she ended up getting locked away, hence the title of the track. And so, I don't know, we pulled from a lot of different things, and what we felt from those experiences we put into the music, I would say.
Yeah, I feel that track Locked Away was the hidden gem, because we had some heavy songs, Fight For You, Mean To Me, obviously it was one of our more known songs, and Tentative as well, but we just wanted to have like a nice balance in the record, where like it can bring you up here, you can bring you down here, we have a pop element, we've got heaviness, but what's going to set that off to keep it dynamic and keep people captivated, and also just have a nice flow for the record. You can listen from start to finish and not have to skip any songs or anything. So having that slow song on there just kind of really set it off and made it very like ambient and melodic. I think it added a lot to the record.
Yeah, would add a little bit of depth to what you guys already had in your discography at that point.
Exactly.
And so kind of talking about, you say you have like this one slow song kind of set the pace. That's not how people would describe your live shows, is kind of like slow. There's a lot of like fast-paced motion. So like, how does it go into you guys like getting up there on stage, and like what's kind of the mindset that you're getting into when you get up there?
Ooh. If I'm not out of breath in the first minute, I'm doing something wrong, because these people are taking time out of their day, money out of their pockets, and they're literally there to listen to a no-name, local band where it's like, I know nothing about you, but I want to listen to you. And so if they're going to do that, I'm going to give them the best show that they've ever seen. That's our goal, is to put on a production. It's a show, instead of, hope you enjoy these tunes.
Right.
We'll see you after the show.
How many bunk
Like,
bands you see at a bar and you're just kind of like, it's a
right.
local band, you know what I mean? So we really stray away from just put emphasis on making it like a big production and a show, and like we're putting on a performance. You guys are here. We love what we do. We want to see like everybody move and enjoy our music and stuff. So like the fact that we can write good music, but also put on an awesome performance and have like everybody's killer at their instruments. So the fact that it's almost second nature to be playing gives us so like much movement to run around, and we all got wireless packs and production and stuff. So it makes it awesome to be able to really put on a show for people. It's what we like about a lot of the favorite bands that we listen to when we were growing up, seeing these awesome showmanship and really draw you in, captivate you. So kind of stand apart in a local scene.
All right, and so what's kind of been some of the craziest stories you guys have like kind of encountered playing live or anything like that?
Oh,
There's a few. There's
This
a few.
band?
Yeah. Oh, I knocked
I have-
one of the boosters on Brendan, or not one of the boosters.
One
It
of
was
the
one of the
scrims?
one of the scrims.
oh yeah, that was fun.
We've had a
Just
couple
playing
yeah,
some
a couple
drums
times.
and
That falls.
That happened.
They're hard to keep up, but yeah, I was jumping around, playing, whatnot. I stepped back, and one of like basically the scrims are these things, banners. That's the word I'm looking for, with like our emblems on them. And I stepped back, and it fell, and it smacked Brendan. I don't know if it hit you or your cymbal or
I think
something.
it just hit my cymbal, yeah. But it was like still I'm playing, not expecting anything to come flying at me. And here's a stand right in my face. I'm like, oh, okay, let's just move that out of the way so I can continue playing.
Yeah. There was this time, it was actually, I think, my very first time playing with them. I wasn't even officially in the band yet. It was like an audition live, though. And I wasn't wireless yet, so I had a cable, and it had wrapped around my foot. This is why you want to go wireless. And there's just one of the songs where, you know, lots of jumping, stuff like that. And this one part, I jumped too high, and I knew it mid-jump that it was too high. And cable was wrapped around my foot and pulled me back down, and then fell right on my butt. It was very concerning, though, because it was like an audition show. I was like, oh, well, you know, they're not going to let me in now. You know, I can't play live. I fell down.
You can't play on stage.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? Another good one we had was we were playing a Denver show, and Jordan was doing something on one of our boosters, and he, like, I think he either stepped back or he went to jump off the booster and like spin as he jumped.
It was our EP release show at the Marquee, our headliner for our tentative. We're releasing it. We had the
Here we go.
president from Chimera Sound Studios there, and we like gave him a plaque. We were gonna do like a whole production for him. We were middle of the songs, and I was getting ready to do like a spin, like kind of throwing my bass around, and like I gyrated all the way around, and my ankle just locked up completely. So I got like rotated completely all the way around, and just smacked straight into the floor. And I remember
Like
just
full body smacked. Okay,
Yeah.
this isn't like just a oops. Like
It was
he
like a-
went boom,
it
and
was
then he
hard.
looks up at me, and I'm like playing guitar, and I look at him like, "What are you doing down there?"
I got right back up, and
Oh, yeah, it was-
I was immediately playing like 2 seconds later, but it just felt like I just got socked in the face super hard, and I was like, what the heck even happened? And then I saw it on video later, and it
He's
just
like,
looked like
oh.
I did like a somersault or something, and people were like, did you mean to do that? And I was
Was
like,
that planned?
Yeah.
Literally, he did it so fast. It happened so fast. I didn't even know he fell. I'm playing drums, and I didn't even see him fall. I just see him like as like the tail end of him getting up. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I find out later from everybody, like, yeah, Jordan ate it. I'm like, oh.
I think something for me that always happens every show, and I can't avoid it, is like I have a wireless microphone, so I'm able to run around and say, hey, what's going on this side and all this stuff, and I'll put the microphone on the stand, and sometimes I'm just like, I can't get this microphone to like leave the stand, and so I'm like, oh jeez, and like I will hit my face, and, like hopefully no one knows, because I'm like trying to be as professional and cool as possible up on that stage, give them hell, and all of a sudden just got hit right in the face. The first time it happened, we were at the Aggie, and I remember thinking, my life is over. Everybody knows.
This is so
And that
amazing.
was
hear,
not
like, I
the
just
case,
hear
but
the-
I
hear
mean,
the
now
echo in the
everyone
mic,
knows.
yeah.
So that was, I don't know, we've had some pretty gnarly ones. I get hit in the head a lot from like headstocks on basses and guitars and stuff, and I'll just be like, dude, are you serious? I'm
Spacing.
standing still. You should avoid me. And I don't know, we've had some.
Depends on the size of the stage, really. Sometimes we're crammed in on a stage like this, or sometimes we're playing the Aggie or wherever, and you have room. So from jumping around and spinning and swinging your guitar,
Yeah.
a couple
Oh my
casualties,
goodness.
people get a couple of bumps and bruises, but
Yeah, for 5 guys, I imagine small stages get real crammed real fast, especially when you're trying to move around a little bit during shows.
We kind of try to avoid those stages if we can, but we don't mind them at the same time. It's kind of one of
Makes
those
it happen.
things.
still, yeah.
Yep.
Almost adds more of an intimate setting for a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
fans anyway, too.
Oh yeah, you're elbow to elbow.
Right.
Nothing's
some of the-
intimate like that.
Some of those
Touching your brother's
can
arm.
be some of the more fun shows, even. You
Oh,
get
yeah.
a small
Oh, yeah.
hole in the wall place, and people are going crazy, and you're just like,
You literally can reach out and like,
wow,
touch
this
somebody.
is crazy.
Or you can just, like,
I
get
can see
off
the,
the stage
the
and-
ceiling crumbling, but these kids are going nuts.
They're going
like-
nuts. That's okay with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what have been some of your guys' favorite places to play around town? Like you said, you were playing at the Aggie and then the Marquee down in Denver. Like, what have been some other kind of standout places to go to?
I guess for
We recently played the Summit main stage.
Oh,
that was fun.
that was
that
good.
That
really
was
cool.
an
It
awesome
was-
show. Big
feels good
stage.
because we've played the Moon Room there. It's like a secondary stage there quite a few times, but to be able to get up on the main stage and have the people and kind of be above, you know, the audience a little bit and just have that distance and packed house and really feel what it's like, you know. I've seen some good bands there, Megadeth, Suicidal Tendencies, you know, a bunch of big bands have played that stage that I know of and grew up listening to, so just to be like, oh wow, I'm chilling in the green room, they were probably chilling here before
Right.
too, let's scratch
I'm
my name
sitting
on the
where
wall or
Tom DeLonge
something.
sat.
Yeah. Something, yeah.
I recently saw Issues there, like a few days before we were supposed to play there, because I mean, they're a huge influence for me locally and like lyrically, and I'm watching them and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm about to hit that stage too. And when we got there, it felt exactly the same. It was just, I don't know. Certain stages embody certain feelings. Like our first stage that we ever hit was at this bar in Fort Collins, actually. It's called The Whiskey. It's right off College, and it's this little tiny stage. And at this point, we're all like super young and unknowing of like how to put on a show together. We're like, this is our first show. Thank you for being here. After like every song, you know, and it's just like super awkward.
But as soon as the music starts, we're just like getting down and putting on a show, or you know, doing it. But even on like a, you know, half the size of what we're standing on, literally just like a corner of a room, and like maximum capacity is maybe 75 people, and people are there, you know, drinking whiskey or whatever and hanging out and just listening to the music. But interesting place to start out and go from playing the Whiskey to, you know, next door being on the main stage at the Aggie, you know, with Shatterproof, and after just a couple years and perpetuating that stuff and being able to play these stages is cool, you know, just from meeting up on Craigslist and really just having the passion to play and wanting to do something with it, you know.
The
It's
drive.
really what it takes.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing that being in a band, you have to be driven, you have to be devoted to it and want it, because if you like get lazy in it at any point, or you decide you get like you second guess yourself, that's when you start to fall apart. I've seen many bands do that, and I know I'm personally grateful that I have these four brothers here that are all equally devoted to this and equally want this as much as I do. We're all hungry for it. We all want this. Like, we all know this is our dream to, you know, go the distance, and we're all willing to put 150% into it, and I love that.
Yeah, like you guys were saying, you went from the Whiskey to then going to play main stage at Aggie and play the main stage at Summit. So like, obviously you guys have a passion for what you're trying to do together and really kind of work together on that. But you guys also like to have a little bit of fun. For like anyone who knows like your latest music video of Black Book, like obviously there's a lot of elements going into that. So what was kind of that like, recording that music video?
Oh man,
Hot.
it was hot.
Yes.
we went on tour. I don't even know if we can call it a tour, in all honesty. There was a weird situation that happened, and we went to Arizona, we played this awesome show, and a couple buddies of mine are actually in videography at school at ASU, and they've done wonders with music videos and different type of videos and things like that. So I said, hey, how do you feel about doing another music video? And I was like, we should do it here, 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 and I was spitting them ideas, and it came down to day of shoot, and I'm like, still have no idea what we're gonna do for this
Everything was
music video.
falling through.
Yeah.
All these ideas we had. It was like, dang, what are we gonna do? And
Yeah, and I mean, it was hot. You're in Arizona. It was like 115 out. And I'm like, okay, we have 2 days to shoot 2 music videos. What can we do in Arizona? Well, why don't we just play with water guns and make it a little competition thing, and it's just all fun. It's super pop punk, and it has that breakdown in there where it just can be more comical and lighthearted to show our side, because I mean, our latest 2 singles are drastically different from each other, like absolute different size of a wall. And that one, I was like, I want everybody to know, like, we're good dudes, we're not scary. I'm not gonna scream the entire time.
Right.
But
it was like a flip of the coin between those videos, because like I Stand Alone, we're like all wearing black, it's intense, we're in this like dark room, there's light bulbs, and he's tied up to a chair and screaming and intensity, and then you know,
that's hot.
from that to us playfully,
Like
you know,
30 degrees.
red
Yeah.
versus blue,
That was
you know, water gun fight, and we're just like, you know, show people that, you know,
we're humans.
we're approachable guys.
Yeah, we're not scary. I mean, yeah, we got tattoos and everything, but that doesn't mean that we're bad people.
Yeah, and so you guys are kind of talking a little bit about your latest singles. Is there anything else that you're working on coming up here in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big thing, actually. We're like in the middle of this thought process of either doing a full length or two separate EPs, and it's going to be somewhat of a concept piece. Our first like demo that we ever recorded, we recorded at UNC, and it was. Honestly, it was not very good. And so we have these great songs that the quality is just terrible and no one can hear them. We didn't put them on, you know, iTunes or Spotify. So the only place you can hear them is either YouTube on our channel or SoundCloud. So what we did is we took them down and we're starting to rework them, revamp them, and we're adding new songs to complete the whole story and this thought process and idea. And I don't know, it's super exciting. A lot of the writing has actually been Drew. When he came back into the band, he had all these ideas and just threw them in. And Nick threw the title track of both EPs or whatever we do, whether it's full length or both. He created this amazing song that is almost like a brother song to part one's like Tower. He has a song called Return to Tower, so it's almost like a to be continued song, you know what I mean, where they like link up together. And I couldn't believe it when I heard it. He started playing it for us and I'm like, this is sick. And I'm like, we have to do an album. We have to do it either full length or two concept and like split them up. And when were we gonna start recording that, guys?
I think we're getting ready to go into the studio in a few weeks here.
All right, that is yes.
Yeah, we're not gonna spill the beans on it too much, but yeah, we've got some big stuff in the works, and super excited to watch it kind of grow and develop on the, like you said, a little bit of what we have, and we'll throw back to some roots, you know, for the people that've been there since day one, you know, at the whiskey, all the way, you know, to now, and see some of the songs get the true form that they deserve, you know what I mean, the quality in the studio. So we're gonna take a couple back and you know, expect something, or you know, sometime next year.
Yeah, be on the lookout.
Definitely.
This is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
All right, and so you kind of have a lot going to be on your guys' plate coming up here real soon. But you also have a few shows coming up. I know you have a holiday show in December. Do you have anything else kind of planned in the future?
We are in the running for the Papa Roach and Falling in Reverse show put on by 106.7 KBPI. Hopefully we get it. I think that we fit the best out of, in all honesty, bands in Colorado, because we're heavy and we're also super poppy and like emo and you know all this stuff. So
the guideliner.
that will be the rest of this year. I mean, to say. Hopefully next year we can link up with our buddies in Shadowproof and do a short tour there. We've been talking about that a little bit, and I don't know, just kind of taking it one step at a time, I guess, right now, just because we're in the middle of a record.
All right, that sounds pretty straightforward. Where can people go to find you? Like you said, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere else?
Google Play, YouTube Music. All of our music videos are up on YouTube. I mean, literally, you look us up. It's everywhere online. You can find us. Even some of the things that we don't really want you to find.
There's some live videos and stuff, you know,
yes.
that aren't posted, you know, some random people have posted that are pretty cool, but, you know, we're all on Facebook, Instagram, we're on the social media stuff, you know, so, you know, go over to the band page and you can, you know, like us and get all the updates on the new happenings, new songs and shows and stuff, all the updates with the Saints.
Yep. Follow us at wherever we go.
Yeah, pretty much wherever you get music, you can find us. Just look up Saints Never After,
Internet,
you'll
you
find
know,
it.
internet.
That helps a little bit.
Well, because some people are iTunes, some people Google Play, whichever.
Right.
Spotify, yep.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys for coming out and kind of just talking about the band and what you guys have been working on so much. So thanks for coming on, and thanks for watching, guys. This has been Saints Never After. Make sure to check them out on social media, their website. They have a lot of new music out. They're working on new stuff, so keep an eye out for these guys.